Okay, I'm kind of nervous and I don't even know why. Okay, hi guys. I have butterflies in my stomach right now. This is a big deal. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was talking about potentially making a second channel, and then I decided that I wanted to keep everything consolidated on my main channel and that this would just be in a separate playlist. So I wanted to create a space for myself in 2024 to kind of speak with my heart. And I know that I don't do a lot of sit down talking videos, and you guys really love those. I do a lot of secret vlogging where I talk just like this over on my Patreon, so make sure you subscribe to that if you want extra content from me, and it's a really great way to support me so that I can continue to give you guys free content. But I really just felt like there's more to my life than vlogging. I feel like 2023 was really hard for me. I feel like I went through a lot of depressive episodes, a lot of time where I felt really not creative, a lot of time where I wondered if this social media content creation career was something that was going to work out for me and something that, you know, I'm cut out for. And just in the last month or so, I kind of had this idea that I want to change my life a little bit. I feel like it's not a far cry from how I am living now, but I've been the type of person always to add more things and never cut things out of my life. So 2024 is going to be weeding out all the shit. And part of that too is I feel like somewhere along the lines, I lost my confidence to share my ideas with the internet. I feel like there's a lot of fear of being judged. There's a lot of fear of people's commentary and how other people's ideas affect mine. And so I'm going to challenge myself this year to speak from my heart, say things I mean, share my knowledge, share my tips, share my growth. And that is what this From the Heart Space portion of my channel is going to be. So I figured every week I would release a video kind of talking to you from my heart space. This week is going to be kind of an intro to that. Obviously, it's the new year, so I kind of just want to share how I'm feeling about this year. And I want to be careful not to limit myself to anything that I might want to talk about on this channel. But I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be brave, and I'm going to share what I'm doing, and I'm going to share what I'm thinking, and hopefully you guys like it. And if you do, that's awesome. If you could subscribe to my channel and let me know, I would love that, obviously. It's just about being more authentic. I want to make sure you guys know that I'm a real human with real human feelings who is going through things just like you guys are. And to also kind of reach out a hand to you guys that are going through the same things, you know, especially with my depressive episodes this year. I kept a lot of that off of the internet, and I really just kind of went radio silent, where I feel like it would have been beneficial for me to reach out to you guys and let you know how I'm feeling. My Patreon family knows all about this because, of course, I keep no secrets from them, so they heard everything. But I really protected myself from the internet, and in a way, I feel like it took away my authenticity to myself and to my followers. So that's something that I'm working on this year. And again, it just kind of factors into needing to be brave and not afraid of negative comments or anything like that, and to just continue to be myself and continue to share myself with you guys. It's funny because this project has been such a long time coming, and I've wanted to prepare and make sure everything was like very shiny and polished. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, let's just film it. I feel like I need to connect with you guys. I don't have anything written down other than my actual personal journal, which I journal in every single morning. And this has my ideas in case I get a little bit lost, but it's not an outline. It's literally just my journal entries. So not very structured. I'm wearing my pajamas, so that's fine. I just really felt like you guys know me, and you know that I don't do anything in a very fancy way. And I just need to, like I said, speak from the heart. So this is like all really me, all really how I'm feeling. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So obviously it's early January. Hot topic for everybody is going to be New Year's resolutions. And everybody wants to know what you're doing this year. What are your goals this year? And we see a lot of influencers and YouTubers talking about their goals, talking about all these really high, lofty goals that they have. And I think that those are great. Those are awesome. But at least for me, really fucking intimidating, especially in the past year where I have kind of not been able to get much done, right? So in the last couple months, I've been suffering with depression, being dissatisfied in my work, in my content. So writing down a list of things that I want to do this year seems really daunting because I feel like I won't get them done, right? And so instead of writing down a list of specific things that I want to get done, I've kind of decided that it's time for me to really make moves to take care of myself the way that I need to. You guys know that I am pretty health conscious as it is, always leaning more on the natural side of things. But I think it's time that I dive headfirst into it. And I know that sounds really crazy and you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I've kind of decided that I want to detox my life. So using less toxic products, getting rid of literally everything that I'm putting on my skin and into my body that I don't know what the ingredients are, or I don't know if they're, causing cancer or what the long-term side effects of those are. And it's something that I've been doing a little bit of research on for the last couple months. And so this year I'm primarily just focusing on that. And it's going to be a really long journey. And I think I'm going to be documenting a lot of it on like my regular vlogging on my YouTube channel. And you guys might have been like, why is this bitch making sourdough on TikTok? And that's like a big part of it, right? Because I recently discovered that all the bread in the grocery store has so much crazy shit in it and we're just eating it. And then comes up inflammation, autoimmune disease, potentially carcinogenic products, mainly in like makeup and stuff like that. So I realized the other day that I'm just buying all these products off the shelf, and you guys know I'm a huge shopper, right? Very cathartic for me. Love Target, even love doing a little Walmart run for cosmetics. You guys know I love this stuff. So this is not really a change that I'm taking lightly because obviously 99% of products in all these stores are gonna be something that I'm no longer able to use. It's gonna be hard, and I'm not a guru, and that's something that I want you guys to know, especially as I move forward making these videos. I'm just sharing my experience and my feelings. I am not an expert. I am always open to tips. I wanna hear from you guys. I wanna know if there's a better way to do something. I'm always open to that. I love to learn. I will never be a guru YouTuber, okay? I just want to document my journey and maybe we can kind of like learn together. Maybe you have no interest in adopting like a non-tox lifestyle or anything like that. I think that this is a huge change for me personally. Right now, as an influencer, like 75% of my cosmetics are all things that are gifted to me. And every single one of them has toxic ingredients in it. So this week on my channel, you guys will be following along while I detox my entire makeup cabinet. We go through, we're gonna do skincare, we're gonna do makeup, and I've been doing a little bit of research on what I'm going to replace these items with, but I have no idea what products are toxic in my cabinet already. I think it's gonna be really high. I think I'm gonna be shocked. I've been using a lot of non-tox apps to kind of check other like food products and stuff like that around my house. I felt really inspired. After Christmas, my mother-in-law took me to a small goat farm where we milked the goats and bought dairy products. And I just kind of realized that sustainable farming and sustainable living in general is so important, right? So I'm consuming oat milk every single day, right? It's not from anywhere around here, okay? And it's like $6 for a carton, okay? This goat farmer sells goat milk that is from down the street, has 0 things added into it for the same price. And my money, instead of going to a big corporation that is pumping seed oils into my product, is now going to a small farmer who is feeding his goats that I have pet with my own hands. And he's giving me a product that doesn't have a bunch of bullshit in it. So I want to be more conscious about where my money is going this year. And I want to adopt relationships with brands that carry the same tone through their business practice. So as an influencer, you guys know I make a lot of my money off of doing brand deals. Usually I only do brand deals with products that I know, love, and use. But this year I kind of need to be even more careful with If I am using that product, should I be using that product? What is in that product? Am I comfortable projecting that to the masses? So it's really just being more mindful, not only of like myself, but of the planet and of my followers and of other people of the world in general. It's a lot to unpack, if I'm being honest. It's a lot to unpack. It's funny because 2023 for me was amazing. I've documented so much of my travels, so much of my everyday to day living in my house. You guys saw me living in the woods in Montana. You guys have just seen me doing like a regular morning routine here. You've seen it all. I've shared it all. And I'm excited to keep doing that for you in 2024 on the main section of my channel. And this will just be like our little weekend chat, you know, where I can kind of just share things that are on my mind and big topics for the week. I feel like I don't open up as much in my vlogs because I'm so used to just bringing you guys around for what we're doing that day. And that's really fun too, because I think it's really cool to just experience life with other vloggers and experience a little bit of escapism and join them in their day to day. I do it myself. I have all of my favorite vloggers. So if you guys have favorite vloggers, leave them below. I'd love to check them out. And I just wanted to use this intro to From the Heart Space to kind of explain to you guys that I'm growing and evolving, and things are changing in my life and things are changing in my values that I didn't care about before. And I think it's just interesting. I spent a lot of time at home this year, less on the road, less adventuring. I did do quite a bit of traveling, but I spent a lot less than I ever have. And I've spent a lot more in my home space and learning what I want to do with my future. But for 2024, I feel this new creative energy just like moving its way through me, and I'm welcoming it so much because 2023 was such a quiet, sad year for me that I am looking forward to riding out this new project, taking over my life again, finding new meaning, finding new connection, and finding new purpose. So that is what all of this like non-toxic living is going to be. And I also just want to stress that I am not perfect. I do not think it is feasible to all of a sudden be wearing, you know, raw cotton sacks and, you know, Birkenstocks all the time. Do love me some Birkenstocks though. I'm also not going to be just like throwing out all of the products that I use because I don't think that's sustainable either, because the reality of it is throwing out a full usable product that you do like in order to just buy a new one that is sustainable and non-toxic is honestly just more waste created, and I'm trying to avoid that as well. But we'll see. So it's not going to be a complete clean out. It's about learning. We're learning together. And I hope you'll learn with me. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous because I have a hard time talking when I don't know much about what I'm talking about. And that's kind of what this new lifestyle is going to be. I have really high hopes for it because ethically I feel a lot better about it. I am not going to be going vegan. I am focusing more primarily on like small farms. So I'll be getting dairy and cheese from local farmers in Maine and meats as well. I'm excited to learn more about organic food and non-GMO food and like what the actual meanings behind all of that is, because it's actually surprisingly something that I have no idea what any of it means. So yeah, 2024. I'm gonna be headed on a trip very soon. I feel like travel kind of went on the back burner this year just because of my mental health. I didn't want to be away from my home. I didn't want to be in the van. And I think it's gaining a little bit of independence back. If you follow me on TikTok, or if you're on TikTok, you guys might have seen my 2024 ins and out list. If you don't know what that is, it's essentially like every creator on TikTok is making a list of their ins, so things that they are into or will be doing this year, and a list of their outs, which they're overdoing for 2024 and kicking it all to the curb. I kind of wanted to dig a little bit deeper into mine and just discuss, because I think that really supports this new year, new me that I'm really adopting. I have this here in my little journal. So in supporting local farms, obviously we already talked about the why to this. I would rather be giving my money to someone local that I can shake their hand and I can see how their animals are being treated I love that. So supporting local farms. And that includes not only for animal products, but veggies as well. So visit your local farm stands, shop at your farmers markets, help out your local farmers. I'm gonna put the next two together. So natural fabrics and vintage and thrifting. So this is gonna be a really hard thing for me. I don't want to be buying synthetic fabrics new. I think it's really hard. It's really expensive, especially now, to buy something that is not made out of plastic, especially for athletic wear and things like that. So I recently ordered some organic cotton leggings. We're gonna see how those hold up at the gym. We'll see. So if I buy like a t-shirt new, right, I'm going to make sure that that is organic cotton, or I'll even do like leathers, not like a leather t-shirt, but I think I would buy like a leather jacket new. But again, that's all shit that I thrift anyway. So I'm just, for example, all natural fabrics. So bamboo, cotton, wool. I guess there's all different kinds of wools. So all natural fabrics bought firsthand. I recently learned that as you're washing like your acrylic or polyester sweaters, the microplastics are breaking down in the water, and then that water is flushed out of your washing machine and ends up in the ocean or ends up in a water source somewhere where we're going to be ingesting those microplastics. So a big part of me is wanting to say, I'll buy any fabric, vintage or thrifted, because it's secondhand. It's already made out in the world. If it's made out of a plastic, it is not going to be broken back down. So better it be in my closet, better it be loved by me, because I think a lot of vintage sweaters are polyester blends, at least now that I've found, from like the 80s and 90s. So a big part of me is like, I still want to use what is already put out in the world, no matter what the fabric is, right? I think that finding a 100% organic cotton vintage sweater is kind of hard to come by, especially when you're like a fashion girly like me. So I want to be shopping for natural fabrics firsthand. Secondhand, at least for now, I'm okay with shopping the other fabrics. And then when I was thinking, I was like, girl, we don't wash our clothes that often anyway. So like the microplastics aren't going into the washing machine very often because they're maybe washed, I don't know, I don't even want to say how often they're washed. So right now, thrifted and vintage items, I'm okay with them being made out of any fabric, because at least we're saving them from a landfill. We kind of already got into non-toxic beauty. This is going to be just like the hardest thing for me this year, I think, is going to be the non-tox skincare and the non-tox beauty. I don't know how many good non-toxic makeup brands there are out there. You guys are gonna watch me try them all, which I'm really excited for. I'm going to find a makeup routine that I feel good about and feel like it's the ethical choice and the right choice for my body. I don't wanna be doing all these hormone disrupting chemicals. A lot of makeup products have like reproductive harm chemicals in them. So like, we're cutting all of that out, right? Another big one for me this year, which you guys saw me start into, I think in the last portion of 2023, is energy work. So you guys know I got my Reiki attunements 1 and 2 this year. I've done Reiki for my family members, for my boyfriend. I love it so much. It is so healing and so beneficial to my life as well as their lives. And I'd love to share that more with you guys. I think that it's something I'm really passionate about. So for right now, my favorite kinds of energy work are Reiki, meditation. I've been using sound in particular, like sound healing, to move energy through the body. So I use tuning forks and singing bowls, and I just think it's such an amazing tool. And it's one of those things where unless you've experienced a sound bath, you don't really get it. And a lot of people think it's like woo-woo, but just sit and experience a sound bath. Look up a local sound bath in your area. I promise you there will probably be one, and it will just blow your mind how relaxing and light you feel afterwards. We're made up of water, and so those vibrations just ripple through us and clear any energetic blockages and can really just help us experience profound healing. And it's something that I feel so passionate about, and I can't wait to see my plans for this year unfold. This is another year where I'm prioritizing my sleep. I recently got the Hatch alarm clock, and it's really expensive. I got it for Christmas. It was a gift. We've used it 3 mornings in a row. The first morning, it kind of worked. The second morning, it didn't work, and the third morning, it didn't work. We're people who need to be like violently awoken by like beeping and vibrations and stuff like that, not really a little sunrise and birds chirping. That doesn't really fly for us. So I'm still troubleshooting the hatch. The biggest important take for this year for me is going to bed before 11. It's really hard for me. I go through bouts and periods where for weeks I'll go to bed at like 10 o'clock and be waking up at like 6 or 6:30. And then after the holidays, I've really fallen out of it, and it's become such a struggle to go to bed before 12:30. As a person with anxiety, it's really important for me to get a good night's sleep, because if I don't sleep well, my whole next day is just filled with overthinking and panic. So if you experience some of those symptoms, look at your sleep schedule and assess that, because I promise you, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep and you're going to bed early and you're waking up early and you have more light hours of the day, you'll feel a lot better. I promise. I put solo adventures back on this list for 2024 just because, like I said, I feel like I didn't do much traveling in 2023, and I'm ready, baby. I'm so ready. I'm so ready for some alone time, for some self-exploration. Like I said, the creativity is flowing, and that is my favorite time to be on a trip. I love taking photos and vlogging for you guys and planning like the most fabulous outfits ever in the middle of the desert by myself that no one's gonna see but me. I love that shit. It's my favorite thing to do. If you follow me on TikTok, you might know that my sourdough starter died and I started a new one. And I'm hoping maybe by the time you've seen this video, maybe it's dead. Or maybe it's thriving. I hope it's thriving. So I really getting back into the whole like toxicity levels in our food and stuff like that. I want to start making my own sourdough and making my own crackers. Again, it's not one of those things that I'm ever going to be afraid to go buy a loaf of sourdough at my local grocery store. That could never be me. If that is what I need to do that day, that is what I need to do that day. I'm not going to say, oh, we need to go without bread because I haven't proofed my bread for 24 hours. No, I'm lazy. I want to be healthy, but I'm lazy. But I did find that making the switch to sourdough, and a lot of the times the grocery store will have like a section of local sourdough. It is always more expensive. That's why I wanted to make my own. That's pretty much like the only reason why I want to make my own. It's like $8 or $9 for a loaf of sourdough bread. And I understand why, because after watching all the videos on TikTok, they take so long to make. It's really hard. It's really tedious. Making this freaking sourdough starter alone. So a sourdough starter, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like building that probiotic, yeasty, live culture that makes the sourdough bread fermented. That's why sourdough is called sourdough. It's like that sour smell is a fermentation process that occurs naturally. Kind of like kombucha, which I also want to start dabbling in again. I make a damn good kombucha. So the top of my 2024 list is to be making homemade sourdough. The only thing I'm concerned about, honestly, is that little tiny sourdough starter needs to be fed every single day. What if I'm traveling? I don't have a Dutch oven in my van. I've seen other van lifers make bread, but I do think that they had an oven, maybe. I don't have an oven. And I can't envision myself like in a truck stop making like a fire and putting my Dutch oven on a fire in a truck stop. I mean, like, honestly, that'd be kind of cool. So we're going to kind of see where this whole sourdough situation goes. It might be one of those situations where I like drop it off at grandma's house and grandma's got to feed the sourdough starter every single day. This one's hard. So this year I am loving my body as it is, okay? I am not saying, oh, I'll wear this when I feel better. I'll wear this in this amount of time when I go to the gym. And, you know, I just need to realize that I'm never going to be this young again. I'll probably never be this mobile again, right? My knees are already starting to hurt. We're getting there. And I found that if you go through your camera roll and you look back on last year, right? And you look back on those pictures and you're like, oh my God, I remember that I felt so down and so bad about myself, but I literally look so fucking good. And I wish I had taken 800,000 fucking pictures, right? So this is like a new theme for this year, this past year that I've really struggled with. And in 2024, I'm going to unlearn all those practices. We're loving our bodies help nourish us, nourish our mind, nourish our soul. We can do so much in them. We can make our bodies do anything we want. So that's kind of just my theme, is just loving my vessel, loving this beautiful moving thing that my soul is in, right? We can do so many good things with our bodies. And on the hard days, I need to remember that. I think my favorite product that I got this year is my higher dose sauna blanket. I'll link it below like I always do. You guys always see me using it in the vlogs. Saunas have just changed my skin. Everyone's been asking why my skin looks so glowy. I'm sweating all of my toxins out of my body every single day. That's pretty much it. I used to like doing it in the morning and showering, but sometimes I don't like to shower first thing in the morning. I'd rather night shower. So even with all my makeup on, I'll get in my sauna blanket and I'll just sweat and sweat and sweat and like watch a YouTube vlog or something. And then I'll shower everything off in the shower and then hop in my PJs and go to bed. And it is just the most amazing experience. I think especially in the winter where things are just so cold and you're just dying for a little bit of heat, I get so hot in my sauna blanket. Before I was using a sauna blanket, I was using an infrared sauna that I would go to 3 times a week or something like that. I love the sauna blanket because you get more bang for your buck. It's not a membership that goes to nothing. It's pretty pricey, but for the amount of use I'm getting out of it, which is literally every day, it's already paid for itself. So I'm obsessed with it. I think I have a discount code, which I will also put below with that affiliate link. Any of my affiliate links down below, there's no obligation to ever purchase from or click on, and you'll never be charged any extra fees through those links. It just gives me a little percentage of your sale, and that really helps me, again, continue to make free content for you guys. So thank you. As always, for our ins, I have journaling. Journaling is so good for me right now. It's so healing. I go through so many ebbs and flows of wanting to journal, not wanting to journal. Right now, I'm really big on grabbing a really nice honey matcha and sitting down and journaling first thing in the morning, getting all my thoughts out, talking about what kind of person I want to be. That's kind of how I helped come to this whole conclusion about wanting to change my life and wanting to live with like a purpose. So it can be a lot. It helps your brain unload, especially is really nice for good alone time first thing in the morning. So of course, journaling is in, but journaling is always in. It'll never go out of style. And the last thing on my ins list is, of course, leading with my heart. As you guys have noticed from the title of this video, From the Heart Space is my theme for 2024, and also the name of this section of videos, which I'm going to lovingly create for you guys, where I just speak from my heart space and come with love about topics that I'm learning about or know about or things that I've gone through so that we can better connect with each other. And I can also give advice to those who are kind of going through similar situations. All right, now let's start the Outlist. The Outlist was really easy for me to make. I literally put so much thought into the ins of like who I want to be. The outs was so easy because it's literally just things that are making me feel like shit. An Outlist is really fun to make for 2024. I think they're all very personal, so I don't want anyone to feel targeted by any of these ins or any of these outs at all. At all. It's just my outs and what I'm not carrying into 2024. The first on the list is overprocessed nut milks. I kind of already explained why. I think I'll do another video where we kind of get into things that carry the most weird shit that we eat every day and don't think about it. I'll make another video on that. But I have been looking into making my own nut milk. There are lots of devices on Amazon that you can make your own oat, cashew, almond milk, whatever you want, because I know a lot of people are dairy free. I prefer to drink oat milk, so I want to make my own that just doesn't have a bunch of shit in it. So that's kind of something that I'm looking into going into 2024. Toxic candles, babe. I light a candle every single day. Sometimes I have like 3 candles going, and I love candles. And I always buy the big giant candles from Target that smell so good. And you guys, I really hate to tell you, so many candles have just like harmful fragrances that we're putting into the air, breathing in. We don't know what that's gonna do to us long term. So I've stopped buying mass-produced candles, and now I only use candles that have soy or beeswax in them. I found a lot of candles at like craft fairs or even like apothecaries. Any shop that carries like locally made stuff will almost always carry little tiny handmade candles. Just check the ingredients on them. Fragrance, anything that says fragrance, avoid that. So do essential oils or unscented. Unscented beeswax smells amazing. So that's kind of what I'm doing this year, is just avoiding putting harmful chemicals into the air that I'm directly breathing in. I already touched on this next one, but overanalyzing social situations. I have been beating myself up this year after I literally talked to the mailman. I'm like, the mailman thinks I'm crazy. The mailman thinks I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I don't know why I said any of that, which is really silly because I'm a firm believer that you're the only one that really cares what you're doing. Nobody else is thinking about you. So I'm learning more of that in this upcoming year. I think that that is a new thing that has really taken over my brain this year. I've seen a lot of heightened anxiety, and I question every interaction with every person that I have. Do they like me? Do they think I'm crazy? Do they think I'm nice? What if they think I'm mean? And I'm not mean, and I know that because I literally put every other person's feelings before myself, which is not good. I'm working on it in therapy, okay? I'm working on my confidence, I guess you could say. Across the board, we're working on confidence. The I'll be happy when is such a toxic trait of mine. I'm rereading The Power of Now, which is bringing me back to the importance of the present, right? For me, the biggest point of this is, I'll create good content when I'm traveling. Hello? You know this is your job, right? You better start posting or we're not going to be able to eat. Now is the present moment. Be happy now. Find the joy in now. Do the things that you want to do now. Don't put things off, you know? Plan things, but don't say, I'll do this in like 2 years, because who knows if you're going to be able to do it in 2 years. You know what I mean? Do things while you can. Enjoy your life while you can. Go on the vacation when you can. Like, just really make the most of this present moment, because this present moment is all that really matters. Success does not equal money. I'm learning it. It's a hard one. It's a really hard one. I think for a while, at least when I first started social media, especially going from someone who literally was flat broke to someone who became financially stable very quickly, I started to gauge my success off of my bank account. And here's the thing. Success and happiness can't come from your bank account. Once you hit a financial goal, you're going to be on to the next financial goal. And you'll never achieve happiness. You'll never be in that present moment. Success means so much more than money. It means experiences. It means spending time with loved ones. It means feeling good about yourself, feeling good about the things you're doing, finding joy, finding magic moments and excitement. That is success. Like, you can be a billionaire and be so fucking miserable. I would rather be so happy and be broke. It's the experiences that make life richer and the connections with other people, not your bank account. And if you are constantly making your bank account a goal, you will never achieve happiness. Like, yes, you can do things. Money is a tool, but money is just a tool. Money is not a means to success. Money is not a means to happiness, and it never will be. And when I talk about it, it's very easy to connect with that, right? It's very easy to be like, yeah, I would rather spend time with my boyfriend and have like a really nice date night at home than like go stay in a luxury hotel for like 4 weeks by myself. It's easy for me to connect with that, but when you're creating over the years and you're, you know, watching other people around you do fun and cool things and you're like, I wish I could afford that. I wish I could do that. It's hard not to compare yourself. So it's a constant life lesson for me that just because like all these other people are doing things, not to be like, this person's so much more successful than me, because I am so wealthy in personal connections and love and experience that I am successful. I'm also successful. We can all be successful in different ways, and that comparison can be very detrimental to mental health. So that's a big one. It's a big one for me, and it's a learning process. Wearing restricting clothing, out. I am not wearing anything that's uncomfortable this year. I'm so sick of it. Like, I don't want to wear anything that doesn't fit me right. I don't want to wear jeans even. I've talked about that before. I think I'm just like really over at least like super tight fitting jeans. I want to be comfortable all the time. I want to be in flowing cotton garments and just feeling awesome. And like I can move and run and jump and do anything and not be worried that my crack is hanging out. Being reserved. I've taken on this really weird shy element, at least in person this year. I've become more of a listener than a talker, especially in like social settings. And that's not me. To my core, that's literally not me. I want to step back into my like fun, energetic girl energy. I think that I have a lot of that online because it's just you and me having a little talk. But when I get in social settings, especially, I have a really hard time socializing. I think a lot of that came when I first got sober because I was learning how to socialize without alcohol for the first time, and I kind of realized that maybe I am a little bit shy. But in the past year especially, I've just gotten like really quiet in social settings. That's not who I am. Like I always leave wishing that I had like said more things. And so I'm going to be talking more and interacting and socializing a lot more this year. And I'm going to hold myself to not being as reserved. I want to be sharing more with other people. Overthinking posts. I'm already thinking that I've probably said things in here that I am cringing over. I'm already like, oh, what if I can't hold myself to these goals and now I've made like this video for thousands of people to see? And I'm going to let that go. I spend so much of my time overthinking and so much of my time questioning if I should have posted this, if I should have posted the other thing. And honestly, in like probably a week, it's not going to matter. Like post the sexy Instagram picture, share a heartfelt post. I feel like a heartfelt post is something that I'm loving lately. I love when creators do heartfelt posts, but something will make me literally read my heartfelt post and be like, ugh, I can't believe I just shared that with like thousands and thousands of people. That's really vulnerable. And it's like, girl, that is how we make personal connections. So if you're overthinking the post, just stop. Stop looking at your own Instagram. Go outside, touch some grass, read a book. Don't think about what you posted, because the reason why people follow you is because of what you post. Or I get into the cycle of overthinking something before I post it, so I just never post it. That's why I've gone like completely radio silent on TikTok before, because sometimes it just gets to be so much. I'm like, will this video do well? I don't care anymore. We're posting, we're interacting, we're creating a community. We are not here for the likes. We are not here for, oh, how will I be perceived? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, babe. Be yourself. In 2024, I am not listening to the same 5 songs over and over and over again. I want to find new artists. I want to find a new curated vibe. I'm ready for like a new era of music. I want to listen to like magical beats, things that make me feel sexy, make me feel good, make me feel like something magical is happening. So that is the vibe for 2024. New artists, new artists. Let me know if you have any. I'd love to hear them. And when I posted this one on TikTok, I got a little heat. But like I said, this whole list has been my 2024 ins and outs. I'm not making you do anything. I'm just documenting what I'm doing. So coffee is out this year. You guys know, if you guys watch my other YouTube vlogs, you know I haven't had coffee since October probably. And every morning I wake up and I have my delicious little morning moment. I make a honey matcha with a local honey and a little bit of oat milk. And it is just so delicious. I crave it every morning. I make my honey matcha every single morning. It has a little bit less caffeine than coffee. I typically, on some days I have 2, but usually I just have 1, and I don't do any more caffeine after that. It's helped my anxiety. It's helped my sleep quality. If I have any caffeine too late at night, I just lay in bed and my heart just pounds, and then I have anxiety and I'm spinning and I can't go to sleep till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And then, you know, so cutting down my caffeine intake has just been life-changing, and matcha has a bunch of really nice like health benefits, antioxidants, stuff like that. So I feel like maybe that's why my skin has also been really good. I'm just being a little bit more conscious. Also, if you're a tummy ache girly and you're drinking coffee on an empty stomach, shame on you. You are self-perpetuating your pain. I am a tummy ache girl, and I do have my morning beverage before I eat breakfast, okay? But before, the acidity of the coffee would really just destroy my stomach lining, and I would have a stomach ache, and then my stomach hurt, so I wouldn't eat, and then it would get worse. Anyway, that's over. I have my delicious little treat, and then by the time Cap wakes up, we have breakfast together every single morning. Little toast with jam action. Sometimes I have scrambled eggs. Really depends what I'm in the mood for. Matcha's in for me, and coffee's out. Sorry to say. I do miss like a little oat milk latte. Sometimes I'll have like an oat milk steamer with like a flavor shot in it, like lavender. So delicious and caffeine free. Gotta try it. And that is my whole 2024 ins and outs list. It's a lot. It's a lot. I'm well aware it's a lot. I think that there's such toxic culture around wanting to be your best person January 1st and all this pressure to immediately start working out every single day. And to me, that's just not sustainable. If you are changing your lifestyle like me, I think that it's also hard and really overwhelming and can also be very expensive. That's kind of what I'm worried going into all of this. But I'm committed to making the small changes over time if I have to do them gradually. You know, if you're setting a goal of going to the gym, maybe try, if you really hate the gym, try going to the gym once a week. Go to the gym every Monday for like 2 weeks. And then you can be like, oh my God, I went to the gym once a week for like 2-3 weeks. I'm doing a good job. And then you can go twice. That's like, if you're like me and you really hate going to the gym, I think that for me, my goal is to move my body 3 times a week this year. I think working out every day just makes me depressed for not hitting my goals. So I'm being more conscious and giving myself grace, giving myself leeway, but also putting it on the forefront to take care of my body. So please don't be hard on yourself this year if you're making goals and worried about hitting them or not confident in them, or if you've already missed a day. Don't beat yourself up, okay? Be kind to yourself. Take your time. Love yourself. Love your body. Love the things that you're doing. Love your work. And really just give yourself some grace, because you're your harshest critic and no one else is judging you. And the person who's supposed to be the nicest to you is you. So really just be sweet to yourself. And if you're really struggling to make a goal, give it another go sometime this week. But no pressure. Okay? We're all going to make it to our goals if we just kind of chip away at them a little bit at a time. You don't need to make a drastic lifestyle change overnight. And I'm certainly not going to. And I hope that you'll see from my vlogs in this upcoming year that I'm just doing my best. Okay? I'm not perfect. This new lifestyle change that I'm hoping to adopt is not going to be perfect. I will have slip-ups. I'm a human. You're a human. I'm not going to yell at you for slipping up. I'd hope you wouldn't yell at me for slipping up. And I'm excited to chat with you guys more and just talk to you from my own heart, because I've been called to do it for a long time now. And I feel like I have this platform where I can help people connect to big feelings they're having and things that they're going through, that they follow me because I've gone through the same things. So it'll just be another connection point for us. I'm sending you all the love directly from my heart. I love you guys, and I will see you soon. Happy New Year.